Good day. The last time I communicated with the public, a lot of information was put into the public space, and some of the people who commented indicated that it was a little confusing because it seemed, or apparently, there was too much information. It is what it is, people. I unfortunately cannot deal in a single barrel arrangement. I'm a multitasker and I do quite a lot of things at the same time. I'm trying to join them up as best as I have the capability of doing, with the inspiration that I can reach you and get you to understand where we are. Today a little bit different though, because we are seeing the emergence of disruption in our sweet loving country. And we are hearing very little from those about how to resolve the problem other than use the big stick approach. I am not giving right to any wrong. What happened on the B-term was unacceptable. And people there who like me may dislike me from today after seeing this, but so be it. I know quite a lot of people there, and I can only appeal to you to say that you cannot hold the country's population at ransom, or you cannot put them at risk because the government of the day did not see it fit to do the things that you would like to see done. It's unfortunate that it is a historical part of our antecedents or information in the domain, but quite a lot has passed, including young people who boastfully talk about taking lives of one another for money. Now, is this really a serious situation? Those clips that came, I sent them to the authorities because I think it's the best thing to do. I can't do anything with it. I can't find you. It's not my job to find you. While it might be your job to find me because you think that you must quell me, shut me up, stop me from saying the things I'm saying, I think it's unjust for you to take the kind of course of action that you took. My heart bled when I saw the Nikki Crosby's video that she put out of how she froze in the vehicle. She didn't know what to do. Can you imagine somebody like Nikki Crosby, who is an entertainer that makes people laugh, end up to be in a position where she didn't know whether to go up or down, left or right? And then she talks about the love of Trinidad and Tobago and her displeasure as to what she has seen unfolding in front of her own eyes. This is not a good sign for a country that has so much fun-loving people. And it is even worse for those who are in charge because it's happening under their watch. The representative for the area has not even gone to the area as of today. There has been no statement from her, public or otherwise, that we are aware of. She has made no intervention whatsoever to give even her position, view, opinion, or how she feels she can deal with the matter. Not a part of the cabinet, I mean directly. I'm sure she has access to all of those who are responsible and in charge. But suffice it to say that when people who have the blessings of the population that puts them into the office of professionalism or power take the side of silence, it is worrisome. As a matter of fact, have you heard anything from her about the 9 houses that was destroyed in Silox? Do we know what happened there? Do we know why it happened? Do we know who caused it? Nobody knows. But there is a lot of gunslinging talk going around. And quite honestly, the latest now is coming from somebody who was put up notice as a police officer or possibly a regiment person, who is saying to those people who have now said to the police, we don't care about you. This person has now said, we are the police, we have to make law and order. And if you come and you think, you believe in that you want to do what you want to do and you think you'll get away with it, we will take the course of action that will show you that we are serious also. Is this a war of words or is this a war of reality? Trinidad and Tobago, I would like to suggest that the most important ingredient in the solution of this particular problem is the decision-making process of the population. For too long, you have been silent. This is not no political suasion or trying to get anybody who believes in any one political dimension to change their views. But the reality is, like the PTSC, who said for 52 years, imagine, they have not made a profit. Imagine for those of you who live in these domains for which you have given the one political party exclusive right to yourself for the number of years that you have. And in reciprocity, all you do is rebel, burn tires, and make certain statements, but when the time comes for you to make a difference, you do the same thing that you did 5 years before. How can that ever make sense? I have said to you on many occasions that the time has come for you to understand the role that you play in solving the problems of the country that you live in. And that role is for you as a citizen to first stand up and do what is right. Lots of wrong is going on. Pictures have been floating around with guys with big gold chains. When you see the size of the gold chain, even I can't afford one. And imagine if I tell you I can't afford a gold chain like that. The question is, under the rules and laws of the country, how does somebody with less fortune than me end up acquiring or having the position of owning such a gold chain? It definitely can't be coming because you win the lotto. And if it is becoming because of some ill-gotten gains, there are laws that take prescription to solving those problems. So finally, to those of you outside there, in those areas that you feel are suppressed or depressed, I told you once before, whether it's Duncan Street, Nelson Street, or George Street, whether it's the Beatum, 1 to 5, or whether it's Sealots, if the surroundings you live in, you cannot even take care of it, do not expect anybody else to come in and take care of it for you. I have driven through many other than Sealots. I've only been to the outside of Sealots, never to the inside. And I tell you that when you see the conditions that some of you people live under, you have to ask yourself, how do you make love and make children in that kind of decrepit condition? It doesn't smell right, it doesn't look right, and you bring a child up in that kind of condition, and you expect that child to turn out to be some highfalutin person. Well, that had to be the luck of the draw. And I'm sure we have had some lucky people coming out of those areas. But the majority go down in the books of being unlucky. Let's turn our attention to the second and most important thing that is facing the country today, the honesty-dishonesty factor. And I want to turn to the AV oil situation. We have a chairman of Petrotrin, and he is still making a determination as to what to do. Sometimes I wonder how the government appoints chairmen or boards. But then again, when you look at the composition of the board, they put back onto the board a financial person that was there before, under whose watch billions of dollars disappeared. And you bring him back now. And at this stage, you have the issues facing you of all of these problems, including the AV oil. Fortunately, the man's daughter has now stepped down from the senatorial post, but they put Huggins, Russell Huggins, a former PNM man, back in the Senate. I wonder, what are we trying to tell the country? Is it that we have no depth at all? Is it that we don't understand the value of the people that exist in this country who could contribute to the solving of the problems? Or is it that we just accustomed doing the same old stupidness all the time that we grow accustomed to? You know, it's like the mindless approach. When you get up in the morning, if you're accustomed getting off the bed on the left side, you will never get off on the right, because you have grown accustomed getting off on the left. So the society, the governance, the administration, the people, the dictates of the country is operating on what you call the mindless profile. They grow accustomed doing it that way. Nobody questions whether it could be done another way, and they maintain the status quo. Or how about the issue of TSTT? After we have seen $200+ million deal go down under the chairman, that he just decides now, it's time for me to quit. I'm no longer going to be the chairman. Does that spell any kind of stink smell? Or is there something to worry about? Or was he really caring about TSTT? Mind you, I have just acquired a box that I really don't need to worry about cable TV again. And I get more on this box, including watching complete episodes of all of the television shows, start to finish without advertisements. And I see all the latest movies. And how much does it cost me? The capital at the beginning, and I don't have to pay again. It's a big thing in America today. So, did we make a good deal by buying that fiber system from Massey Communications? Or did we just, like in the Jolene John matter and the issue of the Moonilal with the land that was valued at X dollars and sold for Y dollars, is it just another business deal? I clearly remember the present Prime Minister telling the country when I asked him, what about the $2 billion US under Malcolm Jones? He was very quick to say, I want to tell you it is a business deal gone bad. 2 billion US disappear, and the quickest thing to do is to say it's a business deal gone bad. But you see, that 2 billion didn't come out of his pocket. None of that comes out of his pocket. You, I, the rest of the citizens of this country, we are the ones who will eventually have to pay that bill. It wouldn't come out of any of the politicians. And don't forget the Prime Minister presently, when he didn't get his pay and he was in Tobago, remember what he told you all? I want my money. Give me my money. Imagine if they don't pay me my money. And then he went on and on and on and on. The last thing I want to address today is this issue of the judicial system. And as I say that, I remembered in today's news, remember, today is the 28th of November. We are understanding that Vicky Boudram escaped. It tells you how airtight our system is. Where are the ankle bracelets? Why didn't we, when that person was leaving the prison, not install an ankle bracelet on the person, and when they come back, take it back off? It seems like a simple thing to do, don't you think so? So how impossible is it? Now, okay, they can break it off, I'm sure. It's not there that you can't remove it. It is removable. And at the end, somebody will have to put it on and somebody will have to take it off, and there'll be evidence. But imagine that in our prison system, somebody gets away. Arima, they're saying somebody who is involved in murder went to court today and also escaped from the prison, escaped from the courthouse in Arima. So where are we heading? Where are the shackles for the hand, the feet, around the waist? Many of you see these people being transported who are supposedly charged for murder. You ever see them walking out with three-piece suits and things, with nice leather shoes on their feet? Or you see them in their particular colored uniform with the shackles around the feet, up around the balls, around the waist, and onto the two hands. You know, it's like the Chinese man. Can't run away that fast, you know. Can't run away that fast if you have those shackles. But we seem to know everything in Trinidad and Tobago. Those of us who are in charge. And let's not forget, as I said, we have presently a big set of issues following with this Chief Justice picture that showed up on the front page. And you know the safest thing the Chief Justice could have said? Why is somebody in our fold discussing this private matter in public? Well, hear what? This is no longer a private matter. It's a public matter. And you have to stand up and be counted. If you are doing something that is against the normal traditions in this country, then you have to make a choice. But you cannot have your cake and eat it. So with that said, I hope next week when we touch base, we'll be able to deal with Christmas. I don't know who's expecting it or what they're expecting about it. But the time is flying pretty fast. And 2018 is going to be here. Will it be easy? Will it be hard? Will it be sad? Will it be bad? Will you be glad? Will you be happy? Or will you cry? Or will you be in sorrow? Will you suffer? Or will you have to tighten up more to make the same things you have today stretch longer. Those are some of the things that I want to address next week. With that said, I hope that you will comment on this on the YouTube and on the Facebook, because without your feedback, really and truly, I'm just expressing a view without appreciating and understanding what you think. Take care. Next week.